You are about to do your icebreaker. And the title that I have been given is Nailah, Therefore I Am. Therefore I Am. Nailah, over to you and enjoy the moment.
Good morning, everybody. My name is my 4th time at Toastmasters International. So my title is Therefore Here I Am, and it's based on the reasons for why I chose to come to Toastmasters. So I loathe public speaking, really I do. And getting to Toastmasters was quite a hurdle for me because I didn't want to do it. And I knew that if I came, then I would have to speak publicly. It's not because I can't articulate myself. It's just because I had developed a fear of speaking in front of numerous people. It's funny because I never used to be this way. My first public speaking was actually based on bees, and I was in creche. I came first, and so I always wonder speaking. My mom used to read me bedtime stories. Then I got to an age where my mom decided, okay, if you want to read or listen to bedtime stories, you need to learn how to read for yourself. Funny because you would think that as a child, your parents read to you, but I started reading to my parents. So we would go to exclusive books and I would select the books that I could read at that time. And I started reading to her, but not only in the evenings, I read to her in the mornings as well before going to school. And because I read persistently every day, I started developing this confidence with reading in front of the class. And in grade 2. Now, heading to grade 3, I had to read in front of the class because I won the previous grade. So I was the first reader, and I started. So as I'm reading my book, I hear giggling in the corner, and I ignored it, kept on reading in front of the class. And when my chapter ended, the people in the corner were still giggling. And I said to them, I asked them, why are you giggling? And there was silence. Then the teacher finally asked why they were giggling. And the one guy stood in front, the one boy stood in front and said, ma'am, it's the way she says said. She doesn't say said, she says said. And I couldn't understand what he was referring to. But as the other people started reading, they read it as said, and I had said said. And that was the first time I felt this insecurity creep up on me. I also thought to myself, why did the teacher that this is how you pronounce the word? Anyways, after that, I decided never to read again, at least not in front of the class. I still read to my mom, but when it came to reading in front of the class, I just didn't want to. And then it reminded me of something that I read. I read that when babies are born, they already have a sense of identity. And when they reach to toddler's age, they get a sense of whether they are male or female. So you know you're a boy, and I know I'm a girl. Then when they get to preteens, they get this sense of imaginary eyes. These eyes from people. So you start to notice judgments, comments, insults, and stares. But most of the time, the stares that you think that you're eyes. And I feel that in that moment, that's when I started to sense the judgments, the comments, the insults, and I didn't want to read anymore. I didn't want to do public speaking. Every time I did a speech, even in high school, it took me such a while to get up and actually say my speech. And the only reason I did it was because we were getting marked. we were getting marked on how we spoke to the class, but I didn't have that confidence I had before. I was insecure. I would always come from the stage thinking, oh, I should have said that, or oh, I should have spoke longer, or oh, I could have said better. And that so I am here today. I am here to be the goal that I was when I did reading. Confidence back, my self-identity, and I'm just here to do better. I am glad that I have the support structure that I do. I'm glad that I have parents that support me and have never judged the way that I've pronounced or said things. I even remember a time in university, we were speaking about different types of animals, reptiles, and everybody said tortoise, but I grew up my whole life saying tortoise. And I never realized that. I never realized until I heard everybody else say tortoise. And the minute I said tortoise, everybody started giggling. And it just took me back to, and as a person, I know that I can up knowing that it doesn't matter how you say things, it just matters what you say. And people should pay more attention to what you say rather than how you say it. So therefore, here I am to be the better version of myself. Thank you.